A graduate student at Washington State University was detained on Friday in his native Pennsylvania in connection with the savage killings of 4 University of Idaho students last month in their off-campus house, a crime that shook a nearby college town. According to Latah County Prosecutor Bill Thompson, a criminal complaint charging 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger with 4 counts of first-degree murder and felony burglary was filed on Thursday. According to 2 law enforcement sources briefed on the inquiry, authorities focused their attention on Kohberger after determining his ownership of a white Hyundai Elantra seen in the vicinity of the killings. The sources claim that Kohberger's DNA has also been matched to genetic material found at the off-campus residence where the students were fatally stabbed. According to a person familiar with the investigation, genetic genealogy assisted investigators in identifying the culprit. According to the source, DNA samples from Idaho were run through a public database to look for any family ties. Source: subsequent law enforcement investigation led to the identification of Kohberger after potential family links were discovered. A different law enforcement source stated that the suspect traveled across the country in the white automobile to visit his folks. The source told CNN, "We were focusing on him being in or heading to Pennsylvania maybe right before Christmas." According to the reports, he had been being followed for 4 days in the vicinity where he was apprehended by an FBI surveillance team from the Philadelphia field office. Investigators from the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police Homicide Bureau, and the FBI collaborated with prosecutors to establish enough reasonable cause to obtain the order while he was being observed. The FBI and Pennsylvania State Police executed the arrest warrant once it was issued. The Elantra has been found, according to Moscow Police Department Chief James Fry, but detectives are still searching for the knife that was used in the crimes. He withheld information concerning the case, such as when the suspect came to be the subject of the inquiry or whether he was acquainted with the 4 murdered students. No arrest can ever bring these young students back, according to Fry, who stated that these murders have shook our community. However, we do trust that the criminal justice system will produce justice. A probable cause affidavit that was used to obtain the arrest warrant will be made public once the subject returns to Idaho. According to court documents, Kohberger was arraigned in Pennsylvania on Friday morning. His extradition hearing is scheduled for January 3. According to Thompson, the suspect is being held without bond and is being represented by a public lawyer while in Pennsylvania. The suspect has the option to refuse extradition and return to Idaho voluntarily because he was detained in Pennsylvania rather than Idaho. Moscow police would start extradition proceedings through the governor's office if he decides not to return freely, according to Fry. "It might take him some time to arrive if we do that," he warned.